Employable Me Review, an approach to mental health that works. One of the joys of working in the developing world is the raw talent, and the easy access to it. In Cambodia, the TV company I worked for hired a production manager just because he ran a little, while his attention to detail was phenomenal. We hired writers who'd never written, but could tell great stories. For the wardrobe department, we scouted the market, and found legions of canny young women obsessed with clothes. We weren't disappointed and, employing a similar approach, Employable Me, BBC Two, is no letdown either. A lot of jobs, according to the recruiters drafted in for this series, are never advertised. To the job seekers taking part, this hidden market is a goldmine of opportunity. It ought to be, anyway, if attitudes can be changed. Ryan and Andy, last night's prospective workers, had been demoralized not just by the disabilities they struggled with, but with the attitudes they encountered. Andy had had a successful career in the motorsport industry, running a bike school, working as a motorcycling journalist. A stroke 3 years back had left him struggling with dexterity and speech. An active, restless man, he longed to work, at any job, he said, to show that I'm needed. 22-year-old Ryan wasn't even sure he could hold down a job. He wanted to. He was a minor authority on fish and turtles, but his Tourette's outbursts presented a problem in any public situation. It was striking to see, as he ventured into a job trial at a local aquatic center, how people soon got used to his behavior. He was such a smiley, likable lad, even the elderly pair he shouted coffine dodgers had seemed to forgive him. His personality was an asset and, really, this series is all about getting people to cash in their overlooked treasures. Nancy Doyle, the show's occupational psychologist, told Andy his CV was missing the point. He'd taught himself, in defiance of medical opinion, to walk again. His speech, if a little clumsy, was a testament to how hard he worked at things. What boss wouldn't want him? It was sound, profound advice, although, as always with TV, you had to wonder if the end results were polished up. It was great to see two employers rethinking their hiring policies and giving two highly employable men a break. There are many bosses out there who might not, though. There's much talk, right now, about what it means to be a man. Last Men in Aleppo, Storyville, BBC 4, hopefully silenced it. Without comment, the cameras followed Khaled, Subi, and Mohammed, 3 members of the Syrian Civil Defense, or White Helmets. A latter-day version of the ARP wardens, they stayed in Aleppo as it was hammered by Assad's jets, rescuing people from the rubble. Life carried on, even there, markets full of tomatoes, Khaled's daughter joining Miss Fatima's class in school. In fact, much of what these brave, decent blokes did all day looked like something from a happier time. There were cheers as they hauled a little boy with a bloodied head from a pile of rubble, almost like a birth. After a blast, they called out to each other amid the ruins, like men on a job. Get a bag. It's a foot. Everyone inspected the foot, without emotion. It can't be Abu Ahmed's, said someone. He just cut his toenails. These were heroes who didn't go in for heroics.